playing with an unusual crowd. Good for you guys.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure.
I can.
He's here tonight.
What's that?
Oh.
I can start. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
fine
so-
taking the lead. The last 2 minutes, 20 seconds of the game, not sure why that's any different than the first 37 minutes and 40 seconds of the game. But I asked our team, like, what was different? Did they feel a difference? They did. There was some urgency. There was a little bit of giddy up and pep. Not quite sure why. Talked about like coming out with a chip on our shoulder after giving away the Holy Cross game or putting ourselves in position to win at Holy Cross and coming up on the short end. And I want us to come out with a real chip on our shoulder and like ready to play. And it's foul trouble hurt us per usual. Missed layups hurt us per usual. And we need to play with a sense of urgency for 40 minutes. Let's be honest. We're not talented enough to not, and even if we were talented enough to not, I'd be embarrassed if we didn't play with that way for 40 minutes. So you can imagine my feelings and my thoughts on our effort and our performance. And a part of me understands that our team does not know how to win. We're not used to winning. And they, after a couple losses, they may be fragile and confidence is shaken. Well, I'm going to continue to shake it because we need to be tougher. And we talk about things at practice. We work on things at practice. And there needs to be carryover in the game, and there wasn't. And there was a real lack of listening. So it ultimately is on my shoulders. I have to get us more bought into what I'm saying and how we need to play to get the job done. And that's what I talked about with the team, and that's how I feel. And we'll be back to work on Monday.
Trinity Hardy really gave you guys trouble on both ends of the ball. What was she doing that just made things difficult?
Makes layups. Played with a lot of confidence. I understand they play a real 5-out system, penetrate, kick. Did an okay job with it. The fouls caught up to us. I know they didn't make many foul shots, but the ones that really bother me are the ones where we had her stopped and we stopped playing. Happened twice in the first half. Also, last play of the half there. And the couple in the second half, she rebounds her own miss or she gets a 50-50 ball and we have her stopped. And those are the plays that you try and explain to the team on film that have to make the difference. And we did explain it. And I knew it wasn't going to be perfect, but I thought we would just take a step or two forward. And unfortunately, we didn't today. And that's what we needed to do to beat these guys.
Coach, talk about Lily Ferguson's impact of the game tonight on the team in general.
She plays really hard and is always willing to lay her body on the line, sacrifice her body at practice. So I think you've been seeing examples of that in the game, and for her to have 13 rebounds in 25 minutes maybe, that's impressive stuff. So I'm really proud of her for that, and that needs to in a way hold the next person accountable and the next person accountable, and we're just missing that a little bit. But I've been really pleased and it was a game for Lily too. It was probably a game for Lily, and you saw Jess get some minutes because we were doing a lot of switching, and those guys can handle that. So I was really happy Lily was able to be a part of that. And I want the loss to sting, but I do want her to hold her head high because I was proud of what she did tonight. Impacted the game positively for sure.
On that note, today I didn't get any time today. Was that part of just playing the hot hand with Lily playing well, or something else?
No, I think two things. One, I think Meg has done enough to really secure her minutes and her role in that spot. And I'm searching for another post player to step up. Rebound, defend, chip in with a couple points here and there. And this was a game. Obviously, they play more 5-out, so our coverages were a little different if Aaliyah and Chanae were in the game. and I was just much more comfortable with our coverages with Lily and or Jess in the game because they
Yeah.
can switch a lot more. And I was happy with the game plan. We gave up 55 points. I was not happy with the fouling, and I thought there were too many times, like where the 13 example, miss, gets her own rebound, stop her, stop playing. Those things hurt us. So I think going into the game, understanding who Army was, that was the plan.
Coach, your team got to the line 22 times today. What did you think of their perseverance in the game?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a plus early. I think the second quarter we kind of stopped being aggressive in terms of offensive rebounding. But we have to make some and ones there. We're just wishing, hoping to get fouled on a couple drives, and obviously there were a lot of fouls in the game. But we need to. I asked our team after about the midway through the first quarter or second quarter, like the next layups we're taking are off 2 feet because we practiced that against contact, and time again they did not do that. And it's up to me to not really understand that disconnect because I'm kind of past that. It's up to me if we're not going to just listen to what your coaches are saying. We're going to move on one way or the other.
Coach, like you said, the score wasn't that high, right? So it wasn't necessarily a defensive problem. But production on the offensive end, efficiency, I know you like to play through the paint. I think there were maybe only like 8 field goals attempted from the paint or something like that. So just talk about thoughts on how in a game like this something could change and really make a big difference on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were too slow when we did get paint touches early in the game. Too slow to make moves. It's quick moves, use the glass, things we work on. And then we kicked out a couple and started missing threes, and then we stopped throwing it in. And then in the second half, like that wasn't happening. Early third quarter, I wanted to go back inside. We throw it in, they double off Steph. We don't talk, we don't move, and it ends up being a turnover. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I certainly have tried for 30 or for 22 minutes to force us to talk. One more is move the basketball inside out, and then we just kind of went away from it and went to more wing ball screen stuff to try and get something happening downhill. But there was no offensive flow. There was no couple of the layups fall. Maybe a different story. But I'm tired of being like, oh, we're getting layups. Like, keep getting them, they'll fall. Rah rah. I'm kind of past that. So want to play through the post. Have to understand what happens when people are digging off or doubling, and unfortunately we didn't today. Disappointing.
Obviously, there can be a lot of reasons why things go wrong in general, but I'm curious from a coaching perspective, when shots aren't falling, how do you go about that when, obviously if you're fouling a lot or breaking down defensively, there's more of a concrete thing you can do to change that. What do you, focus on as a coach when shots just aren't falling consistently?
Like staying in offenses a little bit more than we did probably, like running things to the end. There's always something else to the offense. Mm-hmm. And at times we break it off and think we can do it by ourselves, and we can't, and that's okay. Like the fact that we can't score one-on-one sometimes is okay. Right. Just stay in it and let the offense score for you. And there wasn't enough of that, which was a shame. So that'll go to me, but that's okay. Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Thank you, Coach.